Big Shook, Big Shook. It's really real right now.
Mr. DL.
2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Who's off?
We are here. We are back.
Yes.
Number 6.
Episode 6. You know what it is? The Danger Zone podcast with Big Shook and
Mr. DL.
you know what it is. You know
It's been a
what's
busy
happening,
week.
bro?
No, it's been a busy week, man. Fucking World War III about to start.
Man, you know, I mean, sometimes it shows you though how primitive some other places are. You know what I mean? Because they're not just bombing America like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you see the way they tried to do it with the 9/11.
Yeah. So the way to attack America, it seems,
Infiltrate.
is suicide bombing. They did it with Pearl Harbor.
Right.
I mean, that wasn't America yet, but they did it with Pearl
Right.
Harbor, and then
Right.
now that's the only times we've ever been attacked on our home base.
I mean, we be on point with that. As far as the war though, and what's going on with the Russian situation and everything, we got day to day. What I mean is we live, you know, per day. So is that affecting us right now? Nah, not directly. People talk about gas prices and things like that, but we're living our life still. It hasn't affected us on our day to day, but still, we always got to be aware and woke on what's going on in the world. And it's a travesty, man, a terrible injustice, you know, for whatever the reason, Putin did that, but, you know,
Never really affects us though here. Like, besides like the Revolutionary War and the Civil War, everything else has been fought away from here.
Yep, but
So we never have to feel like how they have to feel.
Yep,
You know what I'm saying?
But you think about it though, because you be like, damn, man, motherfuckers just blowing up shit of civilians. Excuse me,
You see that shit I shared on Instagram? That F-16 blowing up that apartment building?
Yeah, it's just crazy, bro.
It's fucking wild.
You know, we here though, but man, listen. But what else you got going on over there, Mr.
Well, I wanted to kind of connect that war on Russia to rap because a lot of golden era MCs and artists and bands from rap and rock, live in Eastern Europe touring. You know what I'm saying? Like, and now it seems like that's not going to be an option.
I mean, like, you know, a lot of people go to Russia and, you know, Ukraine, different things like that. I know rappers, Premier visited a lot, performed, did his thing. I've actually never been.
Oh, no shit.
Nah, I've been a lot of places, but that wasn't one of them. And there's still a whole lot more canvas to paint. There's still like, you know, other shows and other places to be. We always had to be aware though. I remember years ago when we were on tour with Jazzmatazz, and we were gonna do this big show in Jerusalem. And then these bombings and shit was going on, so obviously we canceled that. But I mean,
Were you there?
no, we didn't even go. Because you know,
okay.
it's like, man, if they say the house is on fire, you're not gonna run into it. You know what I mean? So we already knew when the house was on fire.
A friend of mine always used to say this story. He grew up in Lawrence, and everyone would always be like, you live in Lawrence? That's crazy. All the gangs. I'm from Beirut, bro. He's like, I grew up in Beirut.
I remember, you couldn't even really basically threaten them dudes that were from the Middle East.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was at a gas station, and there was some dude. He's about yay big, about as big as a stick, and he was talking shit, and he acting like he wanted to scrap 1,000. So I'm like, yo, you know, I'm like, I beat the shit out this little motherfucker. But he wasn't scared at all. And I'm saying that, well, you know, this is a motherfucker that he comes from where they throw rocks at motherfuckers with rifles and machine guns. Like, he don't give a fuck what my big ass is saying.
Yeah.
So it's cool. I mean, still, he knew enough to keep distance, but he still was talking shit. You know what I'm saying? And trust me, if I had got close enough, I would have slapped the fire out that boy. But I mean, he wasn't scared. He wasn't scared at all. So, and that's like I say, he comes from war-torn spots. So me saying some shit, you know, that's all words. You know, sticks and stones break my bones type shit.
Yeah.
And with him, it don't even matter. Them the type of motherfuckers.
Fist fight's breakfast to him.
Yeah, they gonna still fight and break their legs like them soccer hooligans and shit. It's going down. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man. I believe we're gonna keep it moving though. You know, and doing shows and stuff. It's a travesty, like I said, but you know, it's in God's hands and the direction. And we'll see what happens, man. How it play out. You know, it sucks, man. It really does on some shit. Because I can feel it, just like I could feel when dogs are getting abused. I mean, shit, it's a different angle, but I mean,
No, I get you.
you know, I feel like, you know, and political, like, you know, people always want to, there's some people that are into politics like that.
Oh, yeah.
And letting it take up a bunch of their thought process and their time.
One thing Trump did was make everyone into politics, whether you were for Trump or against Trump or down the middle. Everyone was interested in it for 4 years.
Trump just made the shit like, that just was a ridiculous view. If anything, you clicked off politics. He was like,
I don't know. I feel like everyone was just so, they hated him. We hated him so much, or they loved him so much that everyone was kind of like in, like, I've never been that interested in politics.
Nah, I've never been that interested in that motherfucker. He's somewhere now with his head chilling, being quiet like they told him.
His bird's nest?
You know what I'm saying? Oh, his shit is definitely, man. He's fucking, he got the deck, sit out front top, the orange joint. Like, he's somewhere right now chilling like they told him.
Yeah.
You know, he might try to be a fool and run again, but we'll see what happens. But right now, it's like out of sight, out of mind for people. Let all that shit bypass.
I just wish the late night comedians would just let it go. It's still their bread and butter talking about this guy. And if it wasn't for these guys, he would be gone.
I mean,
Like, he would be out. If it wasn't for the Jimmy Kimmels and the Don Lemons of the world, Donald Trump would be gone.
yo, it was just a time of discord, disconnect, comedy. Yo, this shit was just fucking
It was
crazy.
I wasn't a fan, but I will say that motherfucker was funny, man.
Yeah, he was funny. He didn't even know he was funny.
He was like,
Then again,
there's a hurricane coming. Can't we nuke it?
Yeah,
They said
stupid
this.
Yo, drink bleach and get rid of like stupid shit. Like, come on, man. People knew that after a while. This motherfucker wasn't real, but it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying?
Some more hip hop stuff.
Oh yeah, you got some?
The day after our podcast last week, I went on Twitter and MC Hammer was trending, and I was like, why is MC Hammer trending? So I go and this guy posts this picture of Suge Knight, Snoop Dogg, Tupac, and MC Hammer, and he's like, MC Hammer couldn't be more out of place in this picture, trying to insinuate that MC Hammer was some sucker. And Twitter came to MC Hammer's defense, man, and was like, MC Hammer's the most real motherfucker in this picture. And it was just, it was trending, and then someone made a great post because this guy started, like, you know, his Tupac praising, and some random guy from Illinois somewhere was like, Tupac was what you think MC Hammer was, and MC Hammer is what you think Tupac is.
Well, see,
And I was like, yo, that comment just won the internet.
I feel like where people get it twisted is because they think because someone speaks gangster on records like that, they are gangster.
Yeah.
Whereas some dudes are entertaining, separating it, but they gangsters for real. You know, I heard the thoroughness about Hammer back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I heard about, but that was his thing. You could go back to groups in the 70s, 80s, and cameos, and Rick James and some of them guys.
Yeah, David Ruffin beat motherfuckers up back in the day.
Yeah, he beat up women. Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, that's a fact. You know, but
That's true,
I'm just saying, dudes would dress a certain way in Parliament, whatever. Some of them dudes were the toughest motherfuckers ever.
Yeah.
So that's where, you know, when it came down to, you know, like even when I was in jail, man, I was in jail. There'd be motherfuckers who could sing their ass off. Smooth shit, like, you know what I'm saying? I remember them brothers, man, wherever y'all at, man. You remember we used to be up in there, man, you know, hitting them harmonies and shit. I know who you are exactly, man. And that's why I knew that some of the toughest motherfuckers, it didn't matter. You know, I mean, we was on a Jazzmatazz one time. They used to have these temporary dressing rooms, you know, so that's like thin, like almost cardboard walls and shit. Yeah. And they set them up because it's a festival. And if you got next to me, whether you was somebody, man, affiliated with the crew or a manager or a promoter, whatever, I would just push you through the wall. You know, like, off guard, you don't know.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we walk by, I just snatch DL, boom, throw you through there. So I remember throwing Guru through one of them shits, you know, fucking around, and he landed in the middle of the whole jazz crew that was they in the dressing room. So whose crew that was? And then dude, I forget his name, he played the saxophone, ponytail and shit. He was kind of blowing at that time, both ways. And
White guy?
Nah, black guy. And Guru said something to him, then he stepped like, you like, what? Like, basically, like, who the fuck you talking to? Because he landed in the middle of their shit. So then when he stepped, then of course I stepped. And I'm
like he did it on purpose. Like,
yeah, but even the fact though, like, it's just a jazz thing.
Yeah.
So he was like, oh man. You know, what happened? No, he was ready to square too. So, you know, I tighten that up. But I'm just saying, man, it doesn't matter what the people or what you think people are or whatever. Like, there's a real side. This is entertainment, but there's a real side to people as well. I remember, man, my nephew, man, he was a kid, and he said, yo, MC Hammer's the best. I was like, fuck you talking about? Who's MC Hammer? He said, no.
You didn't know who he was yet?
Nah, nobody really did that much. But he had a video out where he was doing them fucking dancing and shit on top of cars, flips and shit and all that. I seen this shit, and I was like, well, damn, he's getting it popping.
I liked it. You said it on the first podcast. Like, people want to sit here and pretend that they didn't like that stuff when it was out. Like, we're just not having it.
Well, listen,
it was.
Let me just finish this real quick, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't be cutting me off like that. That shit's kind of corny. You threw me off completely with that shit. So he was a kid, and he said, you gotta see MC Hammer. And MC Hammer's video was on BET. He's doing all the flips, dance on cars. I said, yeah, he's a dope dancer and all that, but he ain't rapping. Then I would see what he was doing. And then a few years later, man, maybe 2, 3, you know what I'm saying? There goes MC Hammer blowing.
Oh, wow. So you knew him.
Yeah.
You had seen him well before he blew.
Oh, yeah. And I was like, wow.
I didn't experience it until he was already famous. You know?
And shout out to MC Hammer, because when Guru passed, afterwards we did we were on the Rap City. No, not Rap City. I'm sorry. BET Awards.
Oh, okay.
It was Guru, his nephew Justin. Shout out to Justin. His son KC. Shout out to Case and Premier and myself. And we went. You know, he did a little monologue. Premier and MC Hammer, like the whole place. MC Hammer stood up through the whole monologue. Like he stood up, man. It was, you know, just showing that respect and that love for Guru, you know? I thought that was so dope amongst all those people. And on top of that, this was years after, obviously. And I remember he had a bouncer. He had a Superman shirt on, a t-shirt, you know? And a whole bunch of, you know what I'm saying, steroid muscles and shit. With dudes' S's on his chest and all that shit. And we're like, yo, we'll break all this shit up right here, right? Snap this off. We're talking like this in front of him. He's standing there, you know, and then he's like, yo, man, I'm just doing my job. And he was cool as shit. The dude was cool as shit. So that was that night, dude. I mean, he was one of Hammer's bodyguards, whatever. And I don't even know if it was necessary to have bodyguards in that fucking spot, but he had that dude, so, you know.
There's a great story of Redman telling his run-in with MC Hammer where on Remy, he's one of my favorites, you know what I mean? Yeah. On one of his albums, he said,
and I was like, well, you know what? That goddamn MC Hammer, fuck him, fuck his mama and the whole nine. That nigga came up to me, he was like, Red, I'm gonna tell you something, you young, but I don't allow nobody talking about my mama, you understand me? I said, yes, sir. You know, Hammer was a big dog, man. He got respect in the streets. He came from a respected crew.
Because if a guy rolls around with 100 people, you know what I'm saying? I don't care how tough you are, you're not gonna fight 101 people.
No, never.
You know, so, and then there's another story with Outkast talking about the same thing where people think he's soft, but he's one of the realest ever.
It was just music. Now, some people, man.
Yeah, man, dance rap. That was what was rap back then.
Some people was different because Prince Bey from Rest in Peace, though, from PM Dawn, came off as soft, and he was.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if you know the story about that.
Yeah. KRS One
came in, punched his lights out, them dudes ran. Kenny Parker took over the tables. Dudes started rapping.
Really?
Yeah.
Showing on?
Oh yeah, they did a few songs and that was it. But Prince Bey was running and his brother.
Wait, so KRS One rapped after they ran? Oh, okay. I didn't know he rapped.
That's what made it a classic time, man.
Okay,
like,
I didn't know that part.
Bow, you know what I'm saying?
You know me, I can't stand KRS One, but I respect his icon and his legend.
Well, see, my thing is,
you feel me? Like I just don't like him.
No, I know. I've seen your rants and raves, and everybody is not for everybody, but. Like me, I have a personal rapport with him.
Remember when he rhymed rat with bat, though?
Nah, bro.
This shit was super dope.
Nah, I didn't peep that. Yeah, I missed that, yo. I'm sorry, DL.
Remember when he rhymed kid with vid and then said, I'm the greatest ever?
I'm gonna tell you what.
Do you remember when that happened?
One of my favorite KRS One lines was, for real, was he said, I know you want to step to me, kid. but you be like, damn, Chris is kind of big. And the funny thing is, him dudes was big as shit. Him and fucking his brother.
Big guy.
Them dudes, he like, as you didn't know, like when I first met Wu-Tang. And them dudes all tall as shit. I was like, yo, this shit's weird, because motherfuckers seemed like they was like, I don't know, man, but when you see dudes, you're like, man, these motherfuckers like...
He was big. Yeah.
But them dudes, he was... That line, me and Premier always like laugh on that line. Because that is some shit where like, man, I'm gonna see this motherfucker. Like, you get a person that's like, I'm gonna see him and slap the shit out. Then you see him, you be like... Because some entertainers you do see and they little as hell.
Yeah.
And you, oh, man, this motherfucker's big, so-and-so. You know what I mean? Come on. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is, you know?
Yeah, like I'm a short guy. Like I remember meeting rappers and surprised they're my height. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
I'd be like,
you
oh
know,
shit.
These chicks from the group.
Especially when you're a kid, like you look at these, like you know, the larger than life people, even actors. Like you're saying, Johnny Depp standing on his tippy toes taking pictures of you. No one would ever think Johnny Depp was short watching those movies, or Tom Cruise.
Nah,
you would never think that.
A lot of times, I think they cast people that are around their heights.
Probably.
Same thing with what's his name, Claude Van Dam.
Oh, I see.
I met up with him and hung out in we hung out all night in Hong Kong. You know what I'm saying? Smoking weed. Looked like he was doing a little bit more than weed, but you know, we was definitely we was at the spot all night, man. Me and Sean Claude. And also, man, I want to bring up the fact that Game was on Drink Champs this week. He was like talking about how Dr. Dre did more for him in 2 weeks. I'm sorry. Kanye did more for him in 2 weeks than Dr. Dre did his whole career. Supposedly being kicked out of the group with 50 and all them, the G Unit, knowing that he felt as he was the true G in it. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of deep because he does have his stamps on some moments. You know what I mean? And he was just talking about like all that was done for him because a lot by Kanye.
Excuse my ignorance on this whole subject, but what did Kanye West do for the game that I missed?
Well,
I'm obviously something
like
I just missed it.
Like I don't personally know tit for tat, but by him saying that, I feel like them doing working together, doing music, him hanging out with him probably doing a few things.
Okay, I'm just lost on it. I don't know
like that's what I take from the situation.
Here's how I know of the game. I pushed play on a Game record because it was produced by Dr. Dre. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that's no just the Game. He's dope. But I would have never pushed play on that record if it was produced by so and so. It was Dr. Dre made you famous because no one can get Dr. Dre beats. Who's this guy from LA with Dr. Dre beat? Right. I gotta listen to him.
The hate and love it shit though. He would have did one of those if he performed at halftime of the Super Bowl.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But
was that a Dr. Dre record?
I don't think so. I don't even know, man. That's some shit we gotta look up. You can pull up, man, while I'm being fucking profiling and styling on this bitch. But show, what's good? The Danger Zone podcast.
Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you leave a comment. Commenting really helps us with the algorithms. If you can do anything, comment.
Let's make it happen, man. Let's talk about it. Facebook, you know what I'm saying? The Danger Zone podcast page. YouTube, Ill Mannered, Big Shug. Shit. We got an Instagram page now.
Yeah, we just started that last night.
Yep, the Danger Zone podcast. So let's make it happen, man. We grow, you grow, we grow together type shit. We here, man, every Sunday, 12:30 p.m.
The next hip-hop thing I want to talk about, Bridges, Hollywood, and rap, Will Smith with the Oscar nomination for King Richard. Did you see that movie?
No.
Oh, man, you'll love that movie. You know what it's about, right?
No, you can fill me in.
King Richard is Venus and Serena's dad.
Oh, yeah, that. Yeah.
You saw it?
No, but I know.
You gotta watch it, man.
I want to watch it. That's something that interests me.
Yeah,
so
you really gotta watch it.
I'm surprised I haven't watched it right now.
Great cast. Will Smith just nails it. But here's what I want to talk about, man.
What do you want to talk about?
I love Will Smith, man. I think Will Smith's movies, I like his positivity. I like his acting. I think he's funny. I liked his music as a kid. Why isn't Will Smith respected as a rapper?
Yo,
question.
Let me tell you something.
I hate to do accolades and everything, but he's the first rapper with the Grammy.
I'm gonna tell you why. See, there was so much more hard edge shit like out at the time, which people gravitated to. Like now, he made one of the dopest records of all time. What is it? Do you know?
I'm either gonna say Summertime or Parents Just Don't Understand.
Summertime.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because people know. That's like a slim high. My name is like, parents don't understand. It's one of those.
Yeah.
But Summertime was fly. Like, you know what I mean?
Great.
And a lot of times people were only really fucking with it because they thought it was Rakim.
I was just gonna say that.
You know what I mean? And then when they came out, it was like, so now it's like, oh shit, he copied Rakim. But that song is dope as shit. If they play that song right now, at a cookout, whatever, I'm trying to tell you, man.
It's a jam.
Everybody's in their vibe, you know, chilling, smoking, drinking, or even if you don't do none of that, you having conversations, just sitting, watching the girls, man, you know what I'm saying? Go to the park, play ball, you know, all that, your youth, everything is visited in that song, man. And the flow is nice, so. I mean, that's why. And then he did Jiggy with it, and, you know, that. And when he did that shit, motherfuckers like, see, like, look, like the Locks, look, they were able to.
He was always fun.
Well, listen.
Like, that was always his thing, was to have fun with it. Like,
Fun.
you know what I'm saying? Like, he was never like, yo, look how tough I am, or
No,
this and that.
but this was. But let me show you something. If you think about the Locks, when they were in that P. Diddy video with the shiny suits and shit on,
Yep.
right? So people probably almost were about to write them off as being, you know,
Yeah.
like silly or whatever the deal is. But then, motherfuckers come out with their shit as lyricists and hard edge and on some fly shit. So now you're like, oh shit. So they're not
How'd they
those
survive?
rappers.
How'd they do it?
know?
How'd they pull it off?
That's
like
because
Mace couldn't.
Who, Mace?
Like, how did Mace go away, but the Locks stayed? How do you think that?
Well, that's because Mace went away because he wanted to be a preacher.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the Locks could rhyme. Like, he could rhyme too. I don't give a
Yeah,
fuck.
that's
He could
what I
rhyme
mean.
too.
He was great. Like,
But their
yeah.
dudes, they stayed the course with their shit, man. And dudes is lyricists. At the end of the day, your lyricists, but with that edge, man, that street savvy, that the flows, the voices are different. You know what I'm saying? They intertwine and shit, and they come out with some fly shit. As individuals, dudes is fly. So I mean, you know, that's to me, that's how they maintain, and I respect that. I always will, man. Shout out to the Locks, man.
Yeah, I was just curious what your opinion was with the whole. They survived it with the whole the flashiness, to then went right back to street rap, and it was accepted.
No question.
Because I think everyone knew they were real dudes. Probably.
Of course, man. I mean, come on, man.
So that's just something I've always wondered. Like, I mean, Will Smith isn't on my top 10 or anything, but
No.
I've always liked him. You know what I'm
I
saying?
like him too.
Like, I like his movies. I liked The Fresh Prince of Bel Air. You know what I'm saying? I watched Bel Air, the new show, because I liked The Fresh Prince of Bel Air. You know what I'm saying?
It sounds like
Did you watch it?
Yeah, it sounds like you like Slurpees. Nah, I'm fucking with you. But yo, on some real shit, I really watched it.
Okay.
Shit was dope.
You liked it? All right,
Yeah,
nice.
that shit was
Hell yeah.
dope.
That's awesome.
Cause it's the show, but then with that hard edge, and then Carlton, man, you know, with the coke and living like on how the average, probably rich motherfucker might be in that
Yeah.
situation, and then dude whipping his ass. All that shit was like, to me, it was so it's real, and it is not no parts when I was like, man, this is silly as shit.
Like, how you see what I was saying about how they bring back some of the old moments and work them into the show?
Yeah.
It's like the jacket inside out.
Yeah,
You know,
but you won't catch that Carlton, you won't catch him doing like Carlton dance.
No.
He don't got that. He don't even got the swag face. He look like a little crow. So his shit is like mad different and shit. But shout out to his look. He looked like he about 5'1". I don't even know. That dude look little as shit. I don't know who that man. But shout out to him though, man, because he plays the position. And it's just cool.
He does look like he's 5'1".
Also, man, I want to just talk about sometimes how people can be stupid as hell. All right? I mean, that's
New segment?
I mean, I just say it, man, for motherfucking stupid as hell. I mean, I don't know. Like, for instance, senior executive John Demsey, who was axed from his position for posting a racially insensitive Sesame Street meme surrounding Chingy concert and a COVID-19 for a cocktail of disaster to his Instagram page early in February. Now, you know, it's crazy because this guy has a job making $10 million a year. He wants to clown like, you know, calling it basically was something like Snuffleupagus.
Yeah, I see that.
Calling another cat the N-word and such like that. And he said it like, you know what I mean? Like he sent that, like he could just post shit like that, which goes back to us talking about the N-word and shit like that on a couple of segments back. You know, so he loses his job, but he'll get another job. But he probably got money and cats be looking out for each other, so he'll land on his feet somewhere, but it's still some dumbass shit, man. And dude, Mr. Demsey, you stupid as hell. I'm just letting you know.
I saw the meme. I saw it circulating.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand the chingy part. Like, I thought it was so random.
Yeah, that's how random it was. Throwing that shit in there, it was so random. I also want to give a shout out to Remy Ma. She launched her Chrome 23, the first women battle rap league, with its inaugural event, Queens Get the Money, in collaboration with Hot 97. Shout out to Remy Ma, man, for creating that, because women got balls too, you know what I'm saying? So, you know.
I always hate it when people say, she's good for a female. I'm like, well, it's not lifting weights, it's saying words. So everyone's on the same level, and there's dope-ass female rappers.
Because when females take it, like some of the spit and hoe type shit and craziness about what women do sexually, whatever, some of that goes with the term, with their spitting, if you spitting like that. But then you got to get lyrically past that. You know what I mean? So if you might say, like a dude might talk about getting his motherfucking dick sucked or something.
Yeah, like every
a woman might talk about getting her shit ate or whatever. Whatever the case is, then you got to be able to rhyme, man. Once that shit is over, you got to be able to rhyme. So shout out to Remy Ma, man, because she's always been the realest, man, with hers. And
I watch one of my guilty pleasures.
Hope that shit is successful like that. Man.
One of my guilty pleasures is I watch the show Queens. It's a show on ABC about 4 female rappers in their 40s who are having a second comeback at their career. It stars Brandy, Eve, a couple other people, but Remy Ma's on that show, and I'm watching the show. I'm like, who the fuck is this lady? And then she started rapping, and I'm like, oh my god, Remy Ma, she's good, man.
She's nice, man. She's nice, man. You know what I'm saying? Can't take that from her, you know.
But another thing, a hip hop thing. This is real quick. They said Jay-Z's now worth 1.5 billion. You saw that? That's good.
But I've heard it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the only ones I always hear.
Maybe he could put out a chingy record.
I mean, that's true too, right? But I mean, I heard that that's all I hear is him and Kanye being billionaire rappers. So, and guess what? Dudes are not billionaire rappers. Dudes are billionaire businessmen.
Yeah, exactly.
Big entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying?
You're getting all that money from sneakers.
Yeah, I mean, so
in the net. So.
They definitely doing their thing, man. I respect that shit too.
Hell
so,
yeah.
You know, but also,
man, the guy used to sell crack and has been in the White House while they know he used to sell crack.
Yes,
because he became rich and famous for it, and they know it, and that's how successful he has become. Where they're like, well, he used to do that, but now he's like,
yeah. But that fat dude, Faison, the comedian, that
Faison Love,
yeah,
he's a hater.
Has other things to say about Jay, but he's a comedian too.
He
so
always got something to say.
I respect fat dude, but you know, he's a comedian. He had me laughing and shit, and a bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? But you know, he hating, man. But listen, also I got some shit in the sports world.
I think he shot his last movie with a cell phone.
So I
don't think Jay-Z really cared.
Shit, I remember a motherfucker trying to shoot a video with me. You know who you are too, with a cell phone. And I told you I'm good. You know, so and I don't think I've ever seen you since then. I'm not sure. But anyway, on the sports tip, shout out to Derek Jeter. He stepped down as CEO and part owner of the Marlins.
Yep.
Because he said that the direction they're going in isn't what he signed on for. So it turned out to be different. And what I think is he probably found out that he's trying to have a winner. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're a winner, you're a winner. No one can change that. The only thing better than winning is winning again. So therefore, if you're winning, that's in you. That's you. That's what the fuck you are. And he probably seen that it was about a business with that team. As long as the owners are making revenue, you know what I mean? It's like they don't too much care about when it's certain teams.
Certain people.
Yeah,
see,
because
as a lifelong Derek Jeter fan,
right.
You can tell I got Yankee stuff all. I got Derek Jeter jerseys over there.
A lot of Slurpees. Now go ahead, man. Select the house of Slurpees. Go ahead.
I feel completely opposite of Derek Jeter since he retired from baseball, because he did go to that team and dismantle it and tank on purpose, because the first thing he did was sold Giancarlo Stanton to the New York Yankees. He was basically starting a minor league team in the major league.
Okay.
For like 2 seasons. And then when asked about it in the second season, they were like, we feel like you were tanking. And he goes, tanking? I don't know what that means. And that to me, I was just like, yo. And I love Derek Jeter, like the flip. Come on, the flip.
The thing is too though, at the end of the day, he came in as at the beginning of the day, he came in as the CEO.
Yep.
And a 4% owner. 4%. So you're only going to say as much as you can say.
Yeah.
And do as much as you can because there's other people.
Okay.
96% that are like, yo, nah, we're not doing that. So once he seen what it really was, he probably didn't want to be a puppet.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? Because, when you live your life, it's your terms, basically. Made a bunch of money doing it, enjoyed it.
Yep.
And now you're going to be like a rich puppet. Like, it's not, only like commissioners of football and shit like that. They cool with that. They puppet it up for $40 million a year, so I
was always a huge Derek Jeter fan. I'm one of those people who thinks Alex Rodriguez was the greatest baseball player of all time. He just couldn't get out of his own way.
Even when Varitek slapped fire at him.
I don't know if he slapped fire at him. He mushed him though. He mushed him good.
That shit looks soft from where we at. But up real time, that shit was like, fuck out of here. You said that's what he said. Just think about it. Just like with Mother, on another note, keep your train of thought. But even like when Don Zimmer, rest in peace, rushed Pedro on the mound back in the day, and he grabbed him by his head and threw him down. And I was like, he was in a no-win situation.
Yeah.
Right, because
if he ran, he would look silly.
If he let dude charge and knock him over, they would be clowning the shit out of him to this day.
Yeah.
Right, and if he let dude come up on him and slap fire out of him, he would have been. So he did the right thing, grabbed him by his big head because dude knew his ass was too old to be running up on anybody. You know
the best is that just ended a huge brawl. That one move ended a whole brawl. Everyone was fighting, and then they saw him, and everyone just stopped. David Ortiz is like, "Oh my god!"
Realized like, yo, but you know what though, like I liked Alex too, man. You know what?
I said this about Alex Rodriguez. This is what I was trying to say. As great as we all think Derek Jeter is and was, and he was, do you think Derek Jeter could have switched positions past the prime of his career, started third base for the New York Yankees, and won a Gold Glove?
Maybe not,
That's why I think this guy, that's not necessarily proof that he was the best. I just think he didn't have the clutch in him, but skill-wise, I think he was the greatest player I've ever seen play baseball.
He didn't switch and do that in his prime, and we don't know if he could have because he didn't have to. But anyway, we don't know, so...
No, that's what I'm saying. When they got Alex Rodriguez, they knew they couldn't put... Alex Rodriguez was a better shortstop than Derek Jeter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they knew Derek... I feel like they knew Derek Jeter couldn't do that.
Yeah. They knew what they had.
Yeah.
Also, I got another stupid as hell.
I love this new segment. Oh, we haven't. Sorry, Chef Tanya. Chef Tanya just got into place. We got a new segment called "Stupid as Hell," where Big Shug tells us people who are fucking stupid.
Anyway, a lot of people are stupid as hell. But this dude, Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen.
We're in the danger zone.
Is my man. Like I always loved the Chicago Bulls of the '90s and the great teams. Man, I thought he was a great teammate and all that. And now he has a book out called Unguarded. It's a bestseller too. The thing that fucks me up is that, the majority of his shit, he's hating on Mike.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what's going to sell a book, though.
That's true, but he's like, he's the greatest Mike was, and, he was a better player. He should be thought as the greatest of all time. That's stupid as hell.
I don't know what... You were there. You were there the whole time, so if you were the best, people would have said it because you were there, right there.
That's what I'm saying, and everyone saw it. You know what I mean? So, right now, his greatness is within himself. But it's shame and it's stupid because, come on, Scotty. You know what I'm saying? You was nice, bro. I like when you dunked on Patrick Ewing and put your nuts in his face. That shit was some crazy shit. I peeped that. You did some shit, man. And you helped. But you was definitely Robin. And Mike was definitely Batman +1.
I don't know, man. I think Phil Jackson was Robin.
Nah. Yeah, he was robbing them. No, Phil Jackson.
So you notice Scottie Pippen puts out this book, goes on all these talk shows to bash Michael Jordan and this and that. But when the 75 greatest player ceremony shows up,
he ain't show up.
He's there on video camera waving at people
because he's fish.
Yeah,
he's fish. I'm trying to tell you, because he know that he would have to confront dudes, and dudes come on. First of all, it's not only one person that think that he's cuckoo and stupid for saying that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody.
It's everyone, even the dudes who play with dude. You see what I'm saying? About to be a house of fire, y'all. So just hold tight. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Chef Tanya, Mr. DL is trying to make it a house of fire. So if you see flames and shit, man.
Everywhere we go is a house of fire.
Word. Oh, that's pretty good. This shit. You said it like a fucking MC on the radio. Everywhere we go, it's like a house of fire.
We're in the gym.
At 9 o'clock.
Well, I think he's bitter. I think he's bitter that The Last Dance was basically just about Michael Jordan.
But man,
and you know, he's just upset that Michael Jordan's a billionaire. He's not.
Who do you want to hear? Like, you actually want to hear about Dennis Rodman before more than Scottie Pippen.
That's what I was gonna.
That's why when he had his shit out.
I want to hear about Dennis Rodman more than I want to hear about Michael Jordan.
Well, that's why when he did his behind the scenes shit, everybody watched it.
Yeah,
because they knew this motherfucker was wild. Like I mean, just listen, man.
Well, what was he supposed to write about?
I mean, the golden years is the golden years, man. You know, dude. Right now,
knows about that.
I just seen the thing they were interviewing Post Malone, the mailman, and he was smoking a cigar, has a white beard, chilling, and he said, they asked him, so what could you say about Michael Jordan? He said, what do you want me to say about it? He's Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
He said, what do you want to say? He said, it's Michael Jordan, man. That speaks for itself. He's like, you don't need me to sit up there. I played against this motherfucker and didn't win championships because he was in the league. Person he competed against at the highest level in the NBA, that Claude Malone and John Stockton might have had a championship or two if his ass didn't show up. It's just like New York. It was, Michael Jordan stopped it for y'all.
Yeah,
you know
I say this all the time, and everybody gets mad. You're about to get mad at me right now. I don't think there was as many great players in that league as we want to remember, because everyone always says to me, "Yeah, what about John Stockton, Karl Malone, Charles Barkley, Patrick Ewing?" And I'm like, "Can you name more people that didn't win?"
Here's your problem, though, right? That's your problem. See, you're speaking of the time.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
But go way back in time, there's always been athletes. Like, like it's not like a dude might be a better taken care of athlete.
No.
But not a better athlete. They're still the same athletes. The reason why I say that is because
I don't know.
Nah, dude.
You might
listen,
be right.
You had motherfuckers dunking effortlessly back in the day. Like just flying to the hole and you know what I'm saying?
Yes, because they were dunking on guys my size.
No, they weren't though.
Guys, they're going like this.
See, that's how you know. Listen, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar said it best. Back in the day, he said, "Motherfuckers want to talk about I'm 7'1" or whatever he is, 7'2".
But that's just.
He said, but listen, listen what I'm about to say. He said, but what they didn't know is what they never spoke about is the other 72 or better players that were in the NCAA tournament that year, and how many more people there was the same height as him.
So you don't think sports has evolved to the point that the average basketball player today is leaps and bounds better than the average basketball player from back then?
I think they're physically taken care of. They take care of their body.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, motherfuckers, man, go to baseball. Fat motherfucking hot dog eating motherfuckers are smacking home runs.
Yeah.
Like
but
nothing.
they were facing
and running to other.
Yeah. But they were facing pitchers who pitched 9 innings a game, 162 games a year,
but they were still,
worked at the docks in the afternoon.
But they got to the end of the game. They were still pitching in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying. Look at Nolan Ryan. If anybody knows, you Google him if you don't.
That's a good point.
This dude he was 40-something years old, still pitching the whole games. Like throwing heat.
He threw
you know what I'm saying?
Sorry, there was a video of him a few years back. He threw like a 70-something mile an hour fastball, and he's old.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? He's fucking still throwing
it's hard
faster
to
than I can throw.
Like the dude that was on the docks pitching 9 innings, or the relief pitcher. Like who's the better athlete? Like different challenges.
My thing is, I think like this. You had dudes there was a dude, baseball. So I think, what was his name? What was his name?
Ozzie Smith?
I think, yeah.
Backflip? Did all the backflips and stuff?
Yeah. This dude was phenomenal. And not even him. Ricky Henderson.
He's my favorite athlete, my baseball player. My favorite baseball player growing up was Ricky Henderson.
Now, Ricky Henderson, if Oswald didn't know, he could have went pro for 3 different sports, I heard. And he was a number one. He was going to college for 3 different sports. and he chose baseball, but they wanted him to play football. He was nasty.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, if you ever seen this dude's fucking thighs, folks, you would see that this dude was like a powerfully built cat, but he was just phenomenal.
He played for the Boston Red Sox. I think that's where he played his last year, was with the Boston Red Sox, and he was in his mid-40s and was pinch running for men in their early 20s. Imagine that. Hey, we gotta take you out real quick. This guy could be your dad's about to run.
That's when we talk about athletes, because also, like the Darryl Green, the great Darryl Green played defensive back for the Washington Redskins about 20 years.
Don't say that.
What are they now?
It's the Washington football team.
No, now they're the Washington Commanders.
Oh yeah, that's it. The Commanders.
The Washington Commanders.
Better than the Washington football team.
The Washington football team sounds
kind of fly though. Like
Tecmo Bowl game.
To me, it got normal. Like by the mid-season, it was like, oh, okay, whatever, WF. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I mean? But man,
that's funny.
It definitely
Let's
is.
name it what it is.
I mean,
Bo Jackson, I
Genius.
think I know
Like
that he was
Bo.
when I was a kid, but I think he's the greatest athlete ever.
Yo,
that guy didn't work out, he didn't train, he just was good.
If Bo Jackson never had that hip injury, boy, he might have been like in the Hall of Fame.
He
for
got his
both
hip
sports.
dislocated, stood up, walked around a few steps, and was like, "Oh shit, something's wrong."
And today they might be able to fix that same injury he had. You know what I mean?
I think Nike. I don't know this for a fact, but I would like to think that Nike took care of him.
Everybody's okay. Like Bo was good because Bo knows.
Because he Nike wasn't shit before Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson was before Michael Jordan, as far as the making Nike a popular shoe.
That's because
It's probably when Michael Jordan wanted to be Adidas.
Yeah.
Remember? He said that on The Last Dance. He goes, I really wanted to be Adidas. And I'm like, why would you say that? Why would you just slap Nike in the face?
Now he's telling the truth about his truth. Like, in the moment, think about what was going on at the time. When come music, come everything.
It just seems like he's still bothered by it.
It was more of him to be that.
All right, another hip-hop thing. I know we're on sports right now, but I wanted to just bring this up before we
Are we talking hip-hop?
moved on. Real quick, you got a question I know for Big Sugar after I talk about this real quick. About a few hours ago, 50 Cent says he's leaving Starz. He's leaving the network and he's taking his shows with him. He said that all these other shows on Starz were all just renewed and his show is still hanging in the limbo. And to be honest, I didn't know Starz had other shows besides 50 Cent's show.
Right.
So that mean to me they fucked up. I just didn't know if you guys had heard that.
No, I didn't, man.
And I think that's a good move for him because he needs to be somewhere else, like HBO or a Showtime, somewhere where people really.
I think nowadays with all the streaming apps and everything, people don't care where they watch the show. They just want to watch your show.
Yeah, but no one wants to buy Starz if they just for one show. Is what I was trying to say. When they can have HBO, it has multiple.
Because how many people were on Peacock? Because South Park was going to be on Peacock.
Oh yeah.
Don't
else.
even.
Paramount.
If you watch a show and that's your show, and you've been watching that show for years, you just like be like, I'm not watching it because it's not on Starz. Ain't nobody loyal to Starz.
I'll back up what she's saying because
you might have to.
I got Peacock for Halloween. We bought the Halloween movie, and it was only available on there, and the South Park for Paramount. You're right.
Well, Peacock?
Yeah. Peacock. We're saying cock a lot.
You just said it.
I mean, you've been saying because
all right, so
sometimes that's the cereal.
With 50 Cent,
he'll talk about some guys, and he'll be like, I had a bowl of Captain Cock. What, chocolate? Well, with berries? You don't know.
What you talking about, Big Shit?
Nah, I don't know yet. Sometimes I hear cats, man, they sound like they had a bowl of Captain Cock. You know what I'm saying? I hear motherfuckers. I keep it moving.
All right.
Sounds like a good breakfast.
Oh shit! Well, for you,
a lot of protein. There's a lot of protein in that. So.
Oh. Hey.
All right. So to kind of stick with the acting thing.
Yeah, man. Go ahead and stick with that.
You were in a movie with someone, and
I want to talk about Post Malone in the Danger Zone.
She wants to know what it was like meeting Post Malone because she got a little crush.
Well,
ain't nothing wrong with that. Man is talented.
Well, like kicking it with Post Malone, it was cool, man, because he was young. He's a young dude. He was up and coming. He's more established now than even then. But then he was walking around with some dude who had holding an umbrella over him, and he came on his own plane or whatever shit. So, you know, he was smooth sailing. We was just talking, man. You know, we was just talking, man. See, when I'm on the movie sets or I'm around any of these cats, it's like how we're talking right now. Because I'm easy, you know what I'm saying? You know, like with that, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm here, okay. So we're in the same atmosphere because of what? Because we're supposed to be. So I ain't gonna see nothing different, even though I'll be like, oh, this motherfucker. Or like when I did the Larry David movie and I told you, people were like, oh, you're in the movie with Larry David.
That's awesome. He's fucking
real.
awesome.
Motherfuckers were saying that. And
just like that, they said, he's fucking awesome.
That's how he said it last time.
Yeah, and then I'd be like, who the fuck is Larry David? So, you know what I mean? So a lot of people, sometimes they'll get excited about the things I do and the people I'm around, but I respect that too because, you know, being a fan of someone would be like, oh, you was with so-and-so? Or I was sitting with Eva Mendes on the stairs of my trailer when we were shooting that movie.
Oh yeah, you said that.
And she had a little dog with her or something. I believe that was her dog, you know. So
Big Show kicked that.
Yeah, I think I've met some famous people in my life, and I don't think I get like, oh my God, this is a famous person, so they're different from me. Like Big Show, you mad cool, like we talk, like.
Right.
But some people are standoffish.
Right.
Some people, not everybody is cool in the biz. Whether it's music, acting, whatever it is. If you're at the highest end of your game, some people let it go to their heads, and some people are no ego.
Some people
Hashtag no ego.
Well, some people who don't have the whole idea, the whole story and shit. Like they might say to me, "Hey, do you know anybody famous?" I'm a famous person. Like I'm aware of that shit. Like that ain't the card I'm pushing, but you can go in other parts of the world. And they can tell you who I am, or you could Google me or Wikipedia and look it up, right? Like I know that I have fame. Now that doesn't equal to being rich as hell, like everybody still thinks. You know what I'm saying, right? But you're still famous. You know what I mean? So I could get off in Japan right now. Motherfuckers like, oh shit, it's Big Show. They got the little autograph shit. It's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? But like me, and so when I meet other people that are famous, or maybe they might even be more famous. It's still like, you know, I remember that show. Remember that show MASH back in the day?
Yeah.
Oh, what?
There was something.
Alan Alda.
Yeah, the other
Great
dude was a star with him. I can't think of his name. He was on that show though. He was another tall cat. He was always doing shit. And we were in Europe, man. This motherfucker was on a motorcycle. We pulled up to a hotel in the tour bus, Gangstar and such, and he was on a motorcycle, and he was just riding around.
Looks like this guy probably.
Nah, he was just riding around.
Jamie Farr.
Oh
Jamie Farr.
Jamie Farr was riding around on a motorcycle through Europe. He was just chilling. He's like, that's what I'm doing right now. I to me, it was so dope, because that show was big as shit. You know what I mean? And this dude was like paid, but that's what he was doing. He came out, we all said what's up to him. That's before selfie times and shit, so motherfuckers just said what's up, and probably took a couple of pictures, and then he took off on the motorcycle, and I was like, that's freedom right there, man.
I work with a lot of famous people. I don't, you know me, I'm kind of like antisocial, so I don't really, I'm not really in the circles. I'm kind of in the back waiting to work. Mm-hmm. But one time...
in the back waiting to work?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In the back, eating dick cereal or whatever.
No, I just want stop slurping, man.
Whoa.
Yo,
danger zone.
Yeah, that shit was way danger zone right there. Go ahead, man.
One time I just lived in the moment. I always remember this was Chuck D. Mm-hmm. I was working with Chuck D, and like he was just driving me through Brooklyn. I just shut all my cameras off, and I just kind of like just chilled. I was like, wow, this is fucking dope. Usually I'm in work mode, but this one time I told myself, I'm just shut your cameras off and just
and be a part of
be
in the moment. Be in the moment.
Also, jump back in sports real quick. This shit is crazy. It says an unused ticket to Michael Jordan's Bulls debut nets $468,000. Think about that. The person didn't use the ticket and almost sold it for $500,000. $8.50 a piece on 1984 pair of tickets to Michael Jordan's NBA debut with the Chicago Bulls has sold one of them at an auction for $468,000. That shit is crazy, man.
That
you know
man
what I mean?
was playing the long game.
I mean, listen, that's that long game. That shit is like the extra long game.
I know how old that guy and where he lives. That might be a last the rest of his fucking life.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's 59, 56. I mean, 59, 60, something like that. So that was just a crazy thing I wanted to hit on. But also, man, one thing I like
Would you would have sold that ticket, or you would have kept both of them?
Well, at this point,
either or.
at that
even
amount,
10, 20 years
I would have sold
later.
that shit at 200,000, 100,000. I got rid of that shit. So, you know, I mean, because it does mean that, you know, I got a few tickets to some certain things to crib. All the years I've been around and living and enjoying this glorious life, I still go in the supermarket, man, and older white women still grab their pocketbook, and they still, you know, take it out the carriage, put it on, whatever. I see this a lot. I'm not just saying this because of me saying it, but I'm like, wow, this shit is crazy because I'm not even looking skeptical, like sneaky or whatever. I'm shopping just like them. I'm buying shit, you know. And sometimes you just, for a minute, you get a little twisted about it, and I'll be like, damn, man. You know what I'm saying? First of all, I don't want to take any pocketbooks, anybody's money. I'm good. You know, back doing wild shit, which wasn't that. It was back in the day. But I'm not doing that. And then what do they got in the pocketbooks? They got some ointment. They got an AARP card. They got a fucking crossword puzzle, possibly. Maybe one credit card. A picture of them and their husband 100 years ago. Or a picture of him when he was in the service. You see what I'm saying? Right? Like,
Well, he can still be in the service. The military still does exist.
No, I'm talking about now he's fucking 85. He's in the service. You know, he's in a box. But the older women mostly, because it's like, damn, what the fuck? I just want to take the pocketbook.
If you think like this anyway, you might as well think of it for a reason.
Nah, I want to take the pocketbook, run around the corner, pee in it. I want to pee in it, zip it up, and give it back to him. Like, what's the last time you really heard about somebody going in a supermarket, stealing
He's got a good
a
point
woman's
here.
pocketbook, old or young?
Some guy hit this poor lady with a hammer. Did you hear about this? And then took her purse. I was like, dude, why didn't you just take her purse?
He did it inside the supermarket or
No,
outside
it was
on the
street? Down the train subway
street
station.
can't-
But that's something
streets
that
no holds
doesn't
barred on
happen
the streets.
anymore. Purse muggings, ain't nobody grabbing no
shit
purse.
is-
Because of cell phones, people don't want to commit crimes around people.
Plus shit ain't even in there. Like,
You're not
debit-
carrying nothing. Everything
card,
exactly.
Apple Pay.
Big shit. He's so smart. It's like true. Like I don't have anything in my purse.
I mean,
It's because he's walking around supermarkets looking for purses.
no, he
and he's
sees
like,
the women grabbing them, and then he's like, "Lady, you ain't got nothing in there."
sometimes I might say something funny, just to be like, out loud, you know. I didn't say, "Oh, she think I want to take her stupid ass pocketbook," or like just so I know they hear me, because I'm like, come on, man. It's just, you know, it's just.
You should, man, because that's gonna
It's
ruin their
injustice.
day.
It's
That's gonna make them
injustice.
feel so bad about themselves.
But you know, I know who I am
Nah,
and whatever.
which was worse?
And guess what? Hold on. If they survive that moment with this dude around them, that might even help them for the next move. So they might be, oh, this one, he didn't mug me and shit. Nah, man.
Be
It's just
extra
crazy.
nice.
Can they extra nice get mugged?
That's right.
I bet you that lady has never been mugged in the supermarket to feel that she was in danger of getting mugged in the supermarket.
Nope. Don't get me wrong. When I was young, I would knock out a person or two, hustle hard. I'd go hard body all day, get my money, whatever it was. But that's what that was. You know what I mean? Now it's like, yo, I got some rebel warfare too. I got to, you know, stay tuned for the new music coming. So we got some shit about to pop. And me and DL, me and DJ Premier, you know, Big Sugar, we coming through, man. You know, what's going on, man?
Yeah, the stuff I've been hearing from you is fucking crazy, right?
Yeah, and that's the lighter weight of the weights. But
In the
everything
zone.
it's a picture
Dangerous.
being painted.
We are the Danger Zone Podcast.
Yes.
Make sure you hit that like button, comment, subscribe. Shout out to Roof Family Moving. I mean, they're still holding us down.
Yeah, man.
He's always helping me out. He's always helping us with the promotion. He's on Facebook. You got to check him out. 978-398-2784. Tell him about your TV show real quick before we head out of here. Chef Tanya has a new TV show right now. She's going to tell you about it real quick.
Oh, check out Very Local. You can check it on all your apps on your TV. You got a smart TV, and it features New England chefs. It's called Blind Kitchen.
So the network is called
Very Local Boston.
Boom. That's the app you got to get. And on the app, there's a show called
Blind Kitchen.
Boom.
Blind Kitchen. So if you want to eat something from the Blind Kitchen, Hey. Nah, I'm only fucking with you. Nah, check that out, though, man. We always, it's a pleasure when Tanya slides through. You know what I mean? Because me and
Mr. DL.
Me and Mr. DL. Mr. DL. You know,
DL.
sometimes he gets in Slurpee mode. And then it's nah, it's cool because, I mean, it's good. I'm glad of the fandom he has in him and shit. I mean, it makes it like, you know, it makes for a good like time up here, two different views on shit and, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you know, and just whoever you are, when you go down the cereal aisle, never buy a box of Captain Cock. Never.
And you heard it here first. The Danger Zone. We out of here.
Question. Excuses have no purpose, so don't make them. You know, we're going to see you next week. Hope you enjoy the show. We're getting greater. You know what I'm saying? The Danger Zone podcast, Big Sugar and
Mr. DL.
And we glad that y'all stopped through, man. Tell your peoples, man. Tell them, check this shit out, man. And we got more shit coming too ahead. We got extra shit that's gonna go down. All right, we'll get at you.
Peace.
On my dark days, I chopped crack on a regular. Ran up in spots and clapped on a regular. Took big fat ass stacks from the register. No matter how hard they tried, they still couldn't measure the hard eyes.